We're looking at a Connecticut stone wall. The walls that originally were called Connecticut stone walls were blue, but after a while, brown became another quarried stone that came from nearby Connecticut. However, there are other places now that supply so-called Connecticut stone walls. Many of them come from quarries in Pennsylvania. This is the brown stone, which is replacing many of the original blue stones and the gray stones. Now, of course, you can build walls out of other material. Some of them need masonry because they're not flat. The flat stones that we got from the quarries, you don't necessarily need to put cement or mortar in between the stones. However, you do have to allow for drainage, and we'll talk about that in a little while. Here we see examples of fabricated stone. Now, fabricated stone could be cement, or it could be stone that's chiseled or formed, or it could be stone that had been chiseled in prior years, such as cobblestone. Here we're looking at a wall of cobblestone. Now, this stone may have originally come from the streets in New England. They were torn up and used for gardens in the form of walks and walls as well. Here we're looking at a mortared, that is, you can see the cement right on the top, of flat stones that have mortar. Now, of course, you don't necessarily have to put cement in between these stones, which we call field stones. These were originally taken out of the fields by the farmers to make property lines or divisions between their fields. As you can see, it's got some vegetation. We're in the middle of building a wall here at a friend's house, and he's using chiseled stone and mortar behind the stone to keep it together. However, the chisel stone will give you a flat face. So rather than putting them horizontal to the ground, they are vertical to the ground to show the faces of the stones. This is quite popular now, and people will have to use vents for the water to come through these walls. Or you can use both the drainage behind the walls and under the walls, as well as the vents that come through some of the walls. And that allows the water to come through the wall without pushing it out when it freezes. Here you see the faces of a very large, that was an 8-foot stone wall. Going back to the field stones here, and of course the Japanese had a wonderful use for boulders. There are some 130 different types of stones that the Japanese use in Japanese gardens. We're looking at a cobble walk, that is a fabricated stone or a chisel stone that is used for walks. However, the boulders themselves are rather interestingly erected to create an abstract in the landscape itself. It's a beautiful use of very large boulders. Of course, the stone walls that everybody prefers today can be erected by yourself if you pick the proper materials and you provide the proper drainage.